Hi everyone. All right, so we're going to take a look at measuring specifically length and height, how tall something is or how long something is. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have a ruler. I'm sure you've all seen a ruler. Okay, they are 12 inches long. 12 inches is 1 foot. When you look at a ruler though, sometimes you're going to notice there's two sets of numbers. There's going to be a larger set and the number is going to be farther apart. And there's going to be a set that the numbers are really, really close and they get really, really high, almost to 100. Okay, the ones at the top that are farther apart are inches. That's what we want to use when we measure. The ones at the bottom, the smaller numbers that are really, really close, are centimeters. And other parts of the world use that, just we don't here in the United States. So we use these ones at the top, the inches. So make sure you have the right side. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, make sure you're on the inches. And then make sure you're always starting at the beginning. Whatever you're measuring, make sure you're starting at 0. Make sure you're not just floating around somewhere here in the middle. Make sure you're always starting at 0 or your measurements aren't going to be correct. Okay? All right, so let's take a look. Okay? So we're always going to start at the beginning, right where that red line is. And we're always going to go from left to right. And when we get to the end, you just look at the number that it's above. So if you look at the end of the arrow, it's right at the 4, so we would say that it is 4 inches long, right there. If we look at the pencil, start at the beginning, go all the way to the end where that red line is, and it's at the 7, so it is 7 inches long. All right, let's look at some of the snakes that we have. Remember to always start at the beginning, go all the way to the end, and then you would count the cubes. There's 14 cubes, so you would say it was 14 cubes long. Let's look at that second snake. We're starting at the beginning. Make sure you go all the way to the end. Count the cubes. There's 8 cubes, so you would say the snake is 8 cubes long. How about the little guy right there? Go all the way to the end. Count the cubes. There are 5, so he is 5 cubes long. How about that long guy at the end? Go all the way to the end. Count your cubes. There's 11 cubes, so he's 11 cubes long. Let's look at these guys. Okay, again, we have to make sure we're starting at the beginning. Then you're going all the way to the end and look up at the number. So the red snake is 8 inches long. Let's look at the yellow snake. You start at the make sure you're starting at the beginning. Go all the way to the end and look at the number. So that's 4. So that yellow snake is 4 inches long. Let's look at the green snake. He's pretty long. Let's make sure we start at the beginning. Make sure you go all the way to the end. Now if you look this time, when we stopped measuring, it's between the 8 and the 9. So we would say it's 8.5 inches. That's where your fractions come in to help. Okay, 8.5 inches because it's between the 8 and the 9. Let's look at the brown snake at the bottom. Okay, start at the beginning. Go all the way to the end. And again, we're between the 6 and the 7. So this is 6.5 inches. Okay. This is the paper you guys have. So yours looks like you should have this little snake guy in yours. You're going to cut him on out. Okay. This is the side we start measuring at, and then you go towards the head. Okay. You're going to use it to measure these objects on your worksheet. Okay. So let's take a look. So if we're measuring that little crayon at the top, sorry, I have the wrong button. There we go. Okay, let's pretend that's your snake body. It took up 2 cubes. See? So your answer would be 2. If you look at the belt, same thing. Make sure you're starting at the beginning. Go to the end. How many cubes are there? Okay, there you go. So you have the 5 cubes. Okay? So I hope that helps some guys. You're doing great. Keep it up. Okay? Miss ya. Talk to you soon. Bye.